Obadiah Plays. This is a retro edition in which we are checking out some games that are available on the Super Nintendo Classic, but I'm not actually playing on the Super Nintendo Classic. I'm being a, whatever you call it. I built a retro Pi, and so that's where these games are. But with RadioU fundraising today, we're actually giving away a, what do you call it? A Super Nintendo Classic and a PlayStation Classic. And so I am playing some of those games here for a little Throwback Thursday special edition. Feel free to sound off in the comments. I'll tell you what else I'm doing. You can't really tell from where you are, but I got a new mic. I got myself a Blue Yeti. I have wanted one for a really long time. Caught a great deal, actually. They were kind of clearing them out, at least one of the kind of SKUs at Best Buy. And so I snagged one. And this is the first time I've streamed with it. Also, originally I wanted to play with this Super Nintendo like retro controller that I have, which is, yes, a knockoff, but it's really nice. But that didn't exactly work out because it's so dead that I can't get it to connect or something like that. And since eventually I've got to go back to work and do the fundraiser, I got to play with whatever I get my hands on. So this is Super Mario 2, part of Super Mario All-Stars. This is something that I think is often criminally underrated in the Mario canon. I love this game. Let's see. As I said, I'm getting used to a bunch of different things with this microphone, some of which are great, some of which are not. It's almost too good. I can hear myself breathing. I've got the gain turned down, all this stuff, and it's still driving me crazy, so... Come on, Toad. Ow. Oh, come on! One of these around here is a heart. Alright. So every level, you've got to get your heart containers up. Wait, which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, okay. The thing I love about Toad, as much as I love Princess's ability to float, Toad is so fast on picking up stuff, which gets you more coins, which you can then use, you know, get some extra lives at the end of the level, which is wonderful. Y'all have made Super Mario 2 wonderful to me. Okay, here we go. So, what's up to Josh, and to Harold. Thanks for stopping by for a little retro streaming this afternoon. In case you're wondering, I don't think this technically counts as work for me, but don't worry. I'll be back in the studio real soon. Ooh, everybody loves a good one up there, don't we? Let's see. As I mentioned, this is coming through a retro Pi, which I built. I would actually love to show it to you, but the cables that I had to use to get things in place, well, I can't really show it to you right now. But it looks like a Super Nintendo. I can't remember the name of the company, but they made this Super Nintendo looking Raspberry Pi case that I put it in, which is cool. Making a Raspberry Pi is a ton of fun. Like, I had so much fun doing that. It made me feel like an old school computer nerd again, which everything these days with computers are typically so easy that there's no need to be a nerd. Anybody can do it. Okay. Hey, Mark. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. And Josh says, Obi, I need to make one of those retro Pis. You know, when it was all said and done, I probably spent... Oh, daggone it. Please not kill ourselves. Oh, that is painful, bro. Let me think. Probably... They've got the Raspberry Pi 4 out now, so... Oh, man, I really screwed up on that. So, I don't know. I think those are about $40, but I mean, like, you can get one for... I don't remember where the mushroom is here. It's so early on. They're not going to make it too hard, are they? Yeah, there we go. But the case I bought for, like, 15, and... What do you need? Like, you need the case, you need a Pi. You don't even have to have a case. I bought this, like, all-in-one case on Amazon that was, I think with the case and everything. It's hard for me to remember because it was actually a Christmas present. Like, I didn't pay for it. But I want to say that it was $30 for everything, including the super cool little case that I had. So that's something that was super doable. And like I said, I just put it on an Amazon wish list, and a family member got it for me for Christmas, which was great. And man, it was just, I had a blast. I spent, part of my Christmas vacation building a Raspberry Pi, and it was so much fun. If you're not getting it, the whole reason that we're playing Super Mario Bros. 2 as presented in Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo, it's Throwback Thursday. RadioU's doing the Fall Fundraiser, and for everybody who donates today, you can actually register to win a Super Nintendo Retro. No, it's not it. It's a Super NES Classic, which is basically a Raspberry Pi that has 20 games loaded on it. It's not technically. I don't know what their tech specs are for it, but it's nice. I got a chance to play with one, even though I don't have one. And boy, they're not easy to get a hold. I mean, they're easy to get a hold, but they're stinking expensive. Hey, Kylie, how's it going? All right. Nothing. Okay, come on. Oh. I'll put a little sip of coffee while we wait. And come on. Man, I'm really good at getting those stupid, what is that, a radish? An onion? It would be an onion, wouldn't it? Oh, automatic. Yes. We'll take that. There they are again. That's a shame. Worthless. Whatever. I used to be really good at this, and I'm not just saying that. There are different places that you can hit on the screen that'll make that work. Okay, so we're back out into the emulator here, trying to look for something else to play. What do you think, guys? How about... I'm looking for games that are actually featured on the SNES Classic, so... Yeah. Okay, reconnect, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Super Mario Kart. I'll just tell you that I have memories of playing Super Mario Kart and listening to the Newsboys. Oh, what was that? Going Public album. Yep, that's what I remember doing. We'll start in the 100 CC class. Always play, if you're playing Mario Kart, always play as Yoshi. Always be Yoshi. I do not remember what the buttons are, but we'll figure it out. It may have taken me a little too long to figure out what the throttle was there. Oh, it's amazing to think that Mario Kart, or the, modern Mario Kart came from this, right? So back in the day when the Super Nintendo launched, I'm just going to be so last. One of the big battles between Nintendo and Sega was what you're looking at right now. It's something they called, I think it was Mode 7 scaling and rotation. And so you can see that if you look in reality, it's using scaling and rotation to, finally figured out the button for using the option. That did not go really well. Look out, Toad! Oh gosh, I'll tell you, it's sensitive. It's sensitive. Yeah, thanks for letting me know it's the final lap and that I'm just dead in the water. Oh, that's a shame. Listen, Mario, I know it's like your game and all, but get out of my face. Oh. Oh! 5th place. What's up to Nick? Scaling and rotation. Oh, you scaling and hang on. You scaling and rotation to make it seem like it's moving around, but it's actually they've created this this graphic and it's just scaling it around. Like if you look, Yoshi is just really he's just sitting there and it's moving the graphic around Yoshi as he's driving, which is a neat trick. Just oh, I didn't mean to retry. I gotta start paying attention to what I'm doing. Bing. All right, now I can't have a crappy race and blame it on a bad start. Oh. Here. No. You know, it's the... Okay, I know. It's the poor carpenter that blames his bad... Oh, I'm small now. That blames his bad equipment. But one of the things... Oh, look out. Yeah. Oh, no! Yep, I'm killing it. Wow, that boost is nuts. Out, Toad. Yeah, we're not doing great here. 6th place. Just like yeah. Oh. All right. 4th place. Come on, we'll take it. Corey says the 64 version is what I grew up on. Yeah, man. I mean, that's when Mario Kart starts to resemble the Mario Kart that you really know and love, and not so much this one here. Let's go ahead and we'll run let's run one more race, and then we'll go out and check out another game. And I was not on the... Oh, and I've got to start caring more about winning. Hey, you know what I'd like to know is, as you're streaming live, I can't get like a real-time read on it, but how does the new mic sound? If you've ever done Obadiah Plays before, do you even notice a difference? One of the cool things about this Blue Yeti mic that I bought is that it will allow me to plug my headphones in so I can hear my voice, but I've got like processing dropped on it and as it's going out live and stuff, and so it should sound better to you than it actually does to me. But man, this mic to me is so much more sensitive that it really... Man, I'm telling you what, Bowser, you suck! It picks up a ton of echo from the room. And I'll tell you what, I don't stream enough to want to put soundproofing in. I'm not going to screw around with that, even though it's tempting. Wouldn't it be great to have your own home studio? Of course it would. As a radio person, I find that very appealing. Though if I was serious about that, from what I've been told, I wouldn't have bought a Blue Yeti mic. I should buy the Shure, was it SM7B550? I don't remember. The ones we use in the studio. Donkey Kong, you're just a stand-in for Bowser, right? You get that. Huh. No! You knew it was coming. You knew. Oh. Oh! I'll tell you, that... The cart bumping in this is pretty... Oh, Bowser, you suck! You suck! Oh, we got in ahead of it. Good for us. Oh, and this is a friendly reminder to support now at RadioU.com. Because it's Throwback Thursday. You can register to win a Super Nintendo Classic Edition. All right, let's get out of here. Super Star Wars and Super Empire Strikes Back. This is not a Nintendo Classic, by the way. This is a Retro Pi running, what the heck is this called? I can't remember. But it actually has tons of stuff on it. Ooh, you know what? Castlevania, no. Super Castlevania, I believe, is also on, where did it go? I'm staring at it, right? Yeah, pretty sure that Super Castlevania 4 is on there. I should pull up a list, right? And yes, it feels weird. I'm playing a Super Nintendo games with my Xbox controller, but I have this wonderful Super Nintendo knockoff from the 8-Bit Do people, which make great controllers, but I think it might be so dead that it's just flat out refusing to work. I actually can't even tell if it's charging. I gotta get the instructions out and look at it. Do I have something in here that I can continue with? No. You know what? Ah, that's my name. What are you supposed to do? Not complete. Try. Okay. Oh, maybe that was like something to do with continuing. Like maybe it doesn't save your game, but you had to put in like a code or something. I am one of the Belmonts, and I go to Dracula's castle at night. That makes the most sense. Okay. Upgraded whip. Let's do this. Vampires everywhere should fear me. Yeah, the thing that's weird is that okay, like if you've ever looked at a Super Nintendo controller, they do, like, reading left to right, it goes B-A-X-Y. Or, wait, no, B-A-Y-X. And so on your Xbox controller, it's A-B-X-Y. And so what this has done is that it's mapped the controls so that they feel backwards to me, having played these games on a Super Nintendo. So I do keep reaching for the wrong button. And I'm not going to waste my time configuring it, because we're not going to play for that one. Someone, I'm not going to mention any names, has to go back to the studio. If you like Castlevania games, I'll say something that I've been very tempted with has been, what's that, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night? It's on the Xbox Games Pass, and I downloaded it, and I've played a little bit of it. And I'll have to say, what I've played of it, I have really, really enjoyed. But I've been trying to get through Borderlands, and I've got Borderlands 3 and Gears 5 staring me down, and they're almost too big and too good. Like, especially with the Fundraiser, I just don't have time for them. Now, wait a minute. Oh, okay. That's an uncrossable gap. I get it. The funny thing about, like, the Super Nintendo Classic and pretty much any kind of retro gaming that I have discovered is that when you get a retro console, most people think they're going to play it all the time. And what you end up doing is playing it for an hour, playing tons of different games, and then eventually just going back to, like, whatever. But it's so fun. Oh, there we go. It's so fun to have around and play. And I mean, that's not always true. I'll say I had a friend of mine when I had this at Christmas that he and I played Super Mario 2 for like 3 days straight. I mean, it was like all we did. Okay, wait. Hey! No? What do I have to do to release whatever that special... Right. There we go. It's one of the shoulder buttons. Oh, man, this guy is taking me to... Oh, alright. Oh, and that's right. Hearts don't equal health in this game. They allow me to throw this stupid thing. Huh. You get a super jump of some kind? The answer to that is no. Once you drop down, you're done. That's the other thing is this is a pre-Symphony of the Night Castlevania. So you'll hear everybody talk about oh my gosh, really? Metroid. Oh, and this guy's back. This is bad. These Metroidvania games, and they play a certain way. That way that they play was really something that came about with Symphony of the Night, and not with this. This is I believe, a much more straightforward experience than that. So is that a bad guy? What? Oh, hello! That feels very hard to control. Oh, hey, did you not reach out here? So are you a backer? Oh, well. Thanks a lot, friend. We appreciate it. Oh, no. We're back to having a really crappy whip. And this stupid thing. Oh, that was kind of cool. Did you guys notice that the what do you call it? Oh, dude, come on. Think it through. The bones actually attacked that guy when they fell through the level. That was cool. Corey says, for me, I've been too busy with indie games and a few visual novels. Dude, I can't get into that visual novel stuff. I tried. I mean, you can watch the archive of me playing the Colonel Sanders whatever. It's just like, man, I'm trying to play along for the cameras, but I found that to be just incredibly boring. Alright, so how far will that... There we go! He's learning! How far will he swing? Not far enough to matter. Okay, sure. Oh, and that's right. He can whip straight up. That's a heck of an innovation right there. So, okay. All right, here we go. Whee! Dude, you know that when this game came out back in the 90s, people were like, man, he can swing on his whip. This game is so sick. Oh my gosh. All right. I feel like we've logged more time with Castlevania here than we have with anything else. Oh, okay. I think it might be because this is the game that I found this game to be more interesting. Even though it's arguably not really. I think, like, Super Nintendo Mario Kart, I'll tell you what, dude, it's hard to go back. Some games it's not hard to go back. Like, for example, maybe we should log a little time with good old Super Mario World. That game still, that is also part of the SNES Retro Edition, which is part of Throwback Thursday on RadioU. You can register to snag that by going to RadioU.com and donating, and everybody who donates gets registered for that. Plus, you're helping RadioU, which is great. Okay. I think maybe all my whining about... Oh, hey! Hi there. Okay, did you not do that? That part where you're killing me? Boy, health is just impossible to get back in this thing, isn't it? Okay. All right. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Corey has a lot to say about visual novels. Let's see. And then Todd says, love retro gaming. I built a MAME cabinet about 10 years ago. Dude, that's awesome. I had some family out in Oregon. They built a MAME cabinet and it was interesting. They basically built it out of a RetroPod just like I have, and they loved it. So, and I got a chance to play it, and it was awesome. And I, as I was standing there, it was just that thing. You're like, dude, I should build my own cabinet like this and put it in my basement. But I'm not going to. But it sure seemed like a great idea. What did I say we were going to play? Super Mario World. There we go. There we go. You know what I need? I need some more coffee. I'll be right back. All my cups are dirty and they were too small. So I got one of my favorite mugs, my Mr. Science Theater mug. I collect mugs. And ta-da! R2-D2. Say what you want about crappy internet, whatever. That one right there is solid gold. From the people that think geek until they... Do you guys hear that sound? That is my phone. Maybe you guys can't hear that. That's my phone ringing. Oh, and I can't get it to shut up. Please go away, please. There we go. All right, here we go. Super Mario World. As I said, this is a game that holds up really, really well. Let's see. This is the dinosaur land. Bowser's at it again. What am I doing wrong here? So this was the game that, if you aren't much for the history of games, that was like the direct competitor, really, with Sonic the Hedgehog at the time. Like, this was the thing that was the pack-in with the Super Nintendo. At least it was eventually. It didn't start that way. I don't remember when, but at some point it became a pack-in. My Super Nintendo came with Super Mario All-Stars and this game. So they were all on one cartridge, which was cool. And I basically didn't play this at all. I'll tell you a really deep, dark secret for me. Until they got to be 3D, I wasn't much for Mario games, mostly because I was terrible at them. So I didn't want to play them because I was bad. I can own that. I'm not scared of it. But I do stand by the fact that I feel like these games, this and, you know, any of the original NES Mario Brothers games, which I've played to death. I mean, I think everybody has. At least, I guess, when you hit a certain age bracket. But they still hold up really well because just at their core, they're really, really good games. Okay, what do I have to do to get back up there? Uh-oh. Oh, no. What have I done? What have I done? I don't know how to get back up there. Hey, there it is. Apparently running and jumping just a little bit is enough. Okay. Point of advice. You can hold an extra item in the box at the top of the screen. To use it, press the select button. Okay, cool. But this is also... No, you know what, I was wrong. I was going to say it's the first time we've seen an overworld in Mario, but that was Mario 3. Mario 3, right? I mean, come on. To pick up a shell, use the X or Y button to throw a shell. Okay, I got it. Yeah, we do. Get down. I'll tell you who is. I got a friend of mine named Braden, sorry. Sorry, Braden. Just came out. That is probably one of the foremost Mario historians on the face of the planet. That he could absolutely tell us everything about every single character in this game. It's amazing to sit and talk to him. As I said, that dude knows everything about Mario. Oh, all right. So apparently that was a bad idea. Okay. What's up, Chris and Mike? Thanks for stopping by. Todd, at some point, you should message me and show me a picture of your retro game cabinet. I would love to see that. My family just basically did plywood and kind of like spec'd it out themselves. But I know, depending on where you live, I know Micro Center in Columbus, they actually sell just a very specific like a game cabinet that's loaded with you know, like it has like its own art and stuff on it. But my guess is you can probably find people that would be more than happy to sell you. Luckily, I figured it out when all of the coins were gone. But I would love to have, what are those guys? I can't remember the name of the company. It's like One Up something. They're the ones that are making those retro arcade cabinets, and they're small. And in reality, they're not great. Like they seem like I've seen some of them in person, and they're kind of cheap, and they're a little too small. But they have got a Star Wars cabinet, and man, it is so cool. And I love that old school Star Wars arcade game that was like popular in the 70s. Like I don't know when it was that it came out, but I love that old school game. Like love it. And so the idea of having like an arcade cabinet that has that on it, that feels like it's like you've really done something. If you've done that, like you really have something there. But I think it's like $300 or $400, and it's this tiny little cabinet, this tiny screen, and they sell the risers separately. I know Walmart sells them, and I could have gotten an extra life there. And I've seen that GameStop has them. Like that Star Wars one is on the main page at GameStop.com. I may have been looking that earlier today. But I would love to have, like when I was a kid, I always thought like, man, when I get older, I'm going to buy one of these things and have it in my house, which I didn't do. So Yoshi eats those. But what does he... Does he get a power-up? Points? Oh, they count as a coin for him. Okay. My name's Mario. I'm just chilling. Oh, you dummy. Oh, no, Yoshi, come back. Come back. Hello? Yoshi, come on, dude. Yoshi is probably my favorite Mario character. I don't know why. I think my great affinity for Yoshi, it may have started somewhere in the Super Nintendo era, but the truth is I grew to love Yoshi in Mario Golf for the Nintendo 64 because, boy, did I love that game. I'm not really, I mean, I golfed a bit in high school and college, but I'm not really a big golfer. But I'll tell you what, dude, Mario Golf is like one of my go-to. I love Mario Golf. I still have that Mario Golf for the GameCube so that my friend Ben and I can play Mario Golf like whenever we want. I've kind of graduated to Hot Shots Golf, and you may be thinking, Obadiah, why don't you play something real like the golf club or whatever? I actually much prefer fantasy golf games to real ones because they have a little more of a sense of humor. They're a little more fun, so it's a thing. So there it is, Super Mario World. All right, maybe we'll do like one more Super Mario World level. I got about 20 minutes left, and I got to scoot out of here because the Riot is live this afternoon from 4 to 8 Eastern. And if you haven't given to RadioU, it'd be awesome if you would. And the reason I'm playing these games in particular is Throwback Thursday, and we're giving away a throwback pack. Everybody gets registered for today, and part of that is registering for a Super Nintendo Classic and a PlayStation Classic. I have no great fond memories of the PlayStation. I did not... I never had a PlayStation. Not a PlayStation 1. I had a PlayStation 2, for which I have very, very fond memories. But the original PlayStation, to me, I remember being like, who wants a PlayStation? I want a Nintendo. And as a result, probably missed out on hours and hours and hours of fun. Oh, please make it. And this just shows you why I have not a lot of patience for Mario games, because I don't really like platforming. Mostly because I'm not good at it. And not being good at it is really me being too impatient for it. You know, platforming is about timing. Oh, hello. We'll take that fire flower. And Most of the time I try to run through levels and hurt up. See? Just like that. It was almost as if I called that out of existence and dumped it on myself. That's a good a time as any to maybe back out, right? Let's see what else we can find here. No point in starting Super Mario Legend of the Seven Stars, though I actually think that game is on the SNES Classic. Oh, so is Super Street Fighter 2. Oh, you know what? Why not? You guys can see how bad I am at Street Fighter. I haven't played Street Fighter 2 in approximately 100,000 years. Back in the day, my go-to Street Fighter 2 characters were always Vega and Chun-Li. And I don't know what a super battle is, but whatever. Yeah. But I, despite this, don't seem to be able to remember any of their moves, so let's just go with Ryu. Or as some of you may call him, Ryu. Jamaica. Oh, man. I wish you guys weren't watching me do this, but whatever. Hey, first attack, good for me. Nope. Huh. Having a little trouble with the, getting the Dragon Punch to make an appearance here. Ah, there it is. There we go. Thought we throw you there, DJ. Why don't we stop here? I have won a round approximately. Why don't we just whoop, let it go at that? I think that sounds like a great idea. But no, we'll finish. Now, my guess would be he will kick my butt in this fight. Wait. Oh, man, I cannot get that. Oh, I got a combo, which sounds delicious. Yeah, see, I cannot. There it is. Come on, get up and let me throw you. Nope. This is one of those things where using an emulator for a game like this can be kind of wonky because timing is so important when it comes to fighting. Just, oh, daggone it. This guy's gonna get me. Come on! So close! No! Come on! He's dead! He's dead! I was cheated. I was cheated. You guys saw it. I was cheated. He was dead. All right. Hey, I love throwing people. Oh, that would have been a good up Shabarugan, which I can never get there. Oh, dude, look at me sucking so bad. Nah, just kill me. Go ahead. Get it over with. Go ahead. Go ahead. And now you know why I don't play a lot of fighting games either. You know, do you play any video games? I mean, you don't have any patience for platformers. You're obviously not any good at fighting games. Well, you know, that's the good thing about something like the Super NES Classic, which this is not. This is an emulator that I built with a Raspberry Pi. But you can just skip over to one of the other games that you have, and you don't have to worry about that. Now, many of you are probably seeing Super Godzilla, and you're like, dude, that sounds awesome. It's not. Don't worry. In fact, it's terrible. Oh, right here, dude. Pilot Wings. This is some glorious vintage Super Nintendo goodness that you're about to be treated to right here. Hi, Pilot Wings. How you doing? I love flight games. I do. And this is one. You guys can see how bad I am at this. All right. Skydiving. Here we go. This is maneuver through the rings, land inside the yellow target area. Maneuvers are A. Scoring is B? What do you mean by scoring? Open your parachute. Okay. Oh, that was... Yeah, okay. So the only maneuver really is opening the parachute. So we're gonna see 3 rings. This is the game that where you end up getting what was that on the on the Wii, where like the island. It's a lot of stuff. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. It's a lot of stuff like that. And I cannot remember what it's called. Daggone it, we missed one of the rings. This is not easy. Even the easy one is not easy. All right, push A to open. Path of descent to great. Whip out here. Oh, it's gonna be bad, guys. Or is it? Here we go. Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Oh. Well, could have been worse. Like, not so bad, right? Is this boring to watch? Let's try the plane. I don't remember what the plane looks like. The one that I really liked is I think it's in round 2, we'll get access to a jetpack. And I always loved the jetpack. Let's see, maneuvers. What is it? Nose down, up, left, right. Speed up, speed down. No problem. We got this. There's also a game in VR that I love, whose name I cannot remember right now. It's probably one of my favorite things to play in virtual reality. That reminds me a ton of Pilot Wings, because it is basically you... I really can't tell. Okay. Oh, we're just not getting any of these. Oh, okay, we got one. I thought they were going to open up or something. But just doing maneuvers and stuff like this, and it's a ton of fun in virtual reality. I wish I could remember what it's called, but that's something when I do get out the old Oculus Rift, that is a game that I play quite a bit of. I need to slow down. Bring that airspeed down, brother. Oh. Whoops. Landing failure. Yeah, well, sometimes you get points for trying. Try to keep the pitch up more. Thanks, Dad. You're not certified. Now, can we just... Hopefully we can try... Oh, you have to do both of them again. Don't you? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Pilot Wings. That's one of those games that you had to have a lot of patience for. And et cetera, et cetera. Hello to Patty. Thanks for stopping by to hang out with us a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else I know is on the Super Nintendo. Dun, 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 dun. This is not. Like, I can assure you, this game is not on the NES Classic, Super NES Classic, which we are giving away today at RadioU with your donation, which you can go to RadioU.com, donate, and you'll get registered to win. But let's take a look at what this game is. Captain America and the Avengers. I think this might be based on
The Avengers.
Yeah, it is. Oh, which one should we be? It's a tough one, right? I'm gonna go with Cap. Can't help it. I like Captain America. Red Skull seeks to conquer the world with a team of supervillains, who I really don't recognize from these graphics. He has used a mind control machine to bring them under his power.
America still needs your help.
America still needs my help. You know it does! Now more than ever!
Okay, go!
Okay! Okay. I'll handle this! Because I'm Captain America. Come on. So it looks like so far Cap's got 2 moves. That is punch, jump. Dude can jump. Oh, there we go. Got a shield throw. Here's what I don't like about games like this. Unless I'm missing it, there's not a block. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, dead. It's like, it's impossible to at some point not get hit. Like, you have to get hit. Which means, you can't block your way out of it. You can't whatever. You're gonna get hit. And I get that's the genre, but I kind of don't like it. It's like, give me the ability to at least block or something. I think this is based on a game. Because I'm pretty sure there was a Captain America and the Avengers game that was like, there's that one kind of cabinet that did all those different things where it was like The Simpsons and Captain America and the Avengers, and there was an X-Men one, the X-Men one being the best of the bunch. Well, the Simpsons one was pretty good. And a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. And then I think there was even a Turtles in Time variant on that too. Don't interfere, Avenger. Okay. Yep. Come on. Oh. Oh. That. Oh. And Cap's dead. You know what? I mean, it's kind of cool that that game exists, but that's not very much fun. Let's see. A lot of beat 'em ups. Like, I would say you don't see beat 'em ups nowadays, but if you want to go back in the Obadiah Plays archives, Retro River Girls was a game that we played a couple of weeks ago. That is a beat 'em up, and it is an old school kind of styled game, but it's new and it's very good. Like, very, very good. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I don't know which ones or what is still going to be on the SNES Classic. I should have pulled. You know what? Let's just grab a list really quick and see, and we'll see if we've got those games. List of games on SNES Classic. And I'm reading my typing to you. I hope you all feel, like you've been more included. Contra 3, which we did. Or no, we didn't do. Let's see if that's up here somewhere. It's not, but we'll find it. You can launch menu. Jump to C. And what are we looking for again? Wait, was it Contra or Super Contra? Please don't be Super Contra. Okay, it was Contra 3. Contra 3, the Alien Wars. The beta? No, we'll take the game, please. So this is on, let's see, what are the others? Star Fox 2, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 3, Super Castlevania 4, which we've played today, Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which all by itself is worth the price of admission. Ooh, Super Punch-Out. Okay, let's see. Oh crap, I'm running out of time. What are we playing right now? Contra? You know what? No. Let's go out. Let's check out some Super Punch-Out, and then I gotta go. Because, Nikki's going to be mad at me if I'm spending the whole afternoon playing video games instead of coming in and helping raise money for RadioU during the Fall Fundraiser. Come on. Boy, something in my computer is coming unplugged. Looks like we're still live, so I guess we're okay, right? Let's see. It's also very hot in my basement. I don't know what the temperature is outside, but daggone. Super. Lots of supers. Some up there. Super Punch-Out. I wanted to just open up the prize that we're going to be giving out, but it seemed very unfair. Which is why we're at home playing with an emulator instead of using the actual SNES Classic. God, Lord have mercy. Super Mario. Maybe I don't have Super Punch-Out. Super Metroid. Super Ninja. Super Off-Road. Super Pinball. Super Power League. Super Protector. Super Punch-Out. Here we go. Let's try this. I don't know if you guys know this, but when the Super Nintendo launched, all you really had to do was take the game you already had and put the word Super on it, and you were pretty much good to go. Super Punch Out! Good enough for me. All right, championship mode, minor circuit. Are we going to start with Glass Joe? Please tell me no. Gabby J. I've lost so many times I've forgotten how winning feels.
Gabby J. Fight.
Well, it feels like Glass Joe, right? Okay. Oh, there we go. I think. Okay, that's all right. I got it. I got it.
Come on.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there was some strategy involved there, but I didn't get it. There we go. Body blow. Oh. Yeah, this is another one where, like, he's got some tells for sure. Oh. But I feel like one of the biggest complaints in the oh, that's a shame. Emulation community is really just about frame timing. And it matters in games like this or with fighting games and stuff because you don't know like I'm sorry, I get zoned out here. I have a hard time sometimes playing and talking at the same time. But you don't know when you're on the right frame kind of thing. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but in some of these old school games, it really matters because latency with a CRTV, which is what you would have played this on, was really, really good. But with an LED and going through all this stuff, you just don't know. And to be honest, I'm just not educated enough about all that mess to really know. I just listen to enough podcasts to hear people whine about it. And it's okay to not be happy about it. It's just I don't pay it much mind. Here comes our TKO. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so here's where we're at. I gotta go because I gotta get back to the radio station to do the riots. We're gonna be live from 4 till 8 today. It's almost the last day in the spring fundraiser. No, fall fundraiser. And that is happening today. And we're giving away Super Nintendo Classic, a PlayStation Classic, a stack of throwback CDs, a bunch of other stuff. If you give, you're registered. You can go to RadioU.com. To learn more, you can go to RadioU.com/contest. And there is actually an alternate means of entry there as well. So thank you guys so much for spending some time with me this afternoon. Hope that you're doing well and et cetera, et cetera. And I'll see you later. Bye.